game called Story. We're going to tell you a little story of our own about a historical figure. I'm going to need the name of a woman. Any name?
Gina.
Thank you. Gina. And a name of a historical figure from the Industrial Revolution.
Susan B. Anthony.
Technically speaking. All right. This is the story of Gina and Susan B. Anthony. Chapter 1. Yeah, we just technically start chapter right now.
Yeah. So Susan B. Anthony was just minding her own business when her best friend Gina came by and said, Susan, have you been to the sandwich shop down the store? It is the best sandwich you'll ever have in your life. And Susan B. Anthony was a known fan of cheesesteaks, and she was like, I gotta try this. So she goes out of her place and down the street when suddenly she gets hit by a car.
Oh, but Gina wasn't shooken by this because she knows Susan gets hit by a car at least once a week. It's her little scheme of trying to make some money. Gina goes down to the sub place to get one of her favorite subs, which is an Italian footlong. She wanted to share it with Susan, but she knows that's not Susan's favorite sub, and she knew
that if she went back to Susan, who was still limping around, without the Philly cheesecake, she would be in big shit. So she hopped on the Amtrak to get to Philly to get the genuine article, because then she knew Susan would be really happy. So she got on the train. The train actually got stuck in a tunnel on the way to Philly. And
Gina was stuck there for hours and hours and hours. And Susan decided, you know what, I'm probably just not going to get any cheesesteaks at this time. Maybe I'll just go get some coffee at Starbucks. So she decided to just go to get coffee. And Gina finally managed to return from Philly sans a cheesesteak. And found Susan B. Anthony there and said, Susan, I'm so sorry. I couldn't get your cheesesteaks.
Ooh, Susan's gonna be pissed about this. Is my bet on that. And I don't want to wait for any more exposition. I want to jump right to that conflict. So let's jump to chapter 27, entitled "The Duel."
Susan was pissed. She's been pissed for 26 chapters. She had a pile of Philly cheese steaks in her backyard. She made them really hot, and she put them in this, you know, the thing that you put them in and Susan's backyard, not Susan's, Gina's backyard, because they didn't talk anymore.
Gina is sitting in her yard being pelted by these steaming hot Philly cheesesteak sandwiches just coming into her yard, and she's, what the hell's going on? She climbs up her fence, sees Susan with her contraption, and realizes things are gonna get real. So she decides to call the cops on her former best friend Susan and file a complaint because this kind of crap can't happen anymore in her neighborhood. The cops show up
At Susan's house and said, Susan, you need to stop launching all these cheesesteaks into your neighbor's yard. It's not sanitary. You're getting all the pests out in the neighborhood, and Gina wants you to stop right now. Susan looked at the cops and said, you know what, officer?
you could kiss my cheesesteak. The officer wasn't too happy about that, and being a relative of Gina, he called in the reinforcements, and they started throwing Italian subs over onto Susan's yard. Right? Why not?
Why not, indeed? And why not jump right to the last chapter so we can get to this juicy conclusion entitled Sandwich War.
Well, Susan had been pretty pissed and tired of this going on, and she had been taking self-defense classes. She was going to kick Gina's behind.
So she went up to Gina's door and said, Gina, this has got to stop. This neighborhood is strewn with half-eaten sandwiches. We haven't spoken in years, and it ends today. So get ready, Gina, because it's going down. Gina was
Pissed and said, you know what, bitch? Let's do this right now. So they went out in the backyard, circling each other, putting up their fists, their sandwiches strewn all over the yard. They started to swing.
And the sandwiches had been in the backyard for so long that they were moldering and slippery, and it turned into much more like a mud wrestling match than, karate chopping stuff. And they ended up on the ground in each other's arms, and all was made up. They had a big embrace, and then they sat up and started eating the remains of the sandwiches.